Kia K5. We have a third brake light in the way of this one. I want to show you guys how to deal with it, and then we'll just go forward with the rest of it. Let's pop this light on. So you have 3 push pins here. Kia was so nice in making this easy to get to. We are gonna need a 13 mil for this one, but you're gonna pull down and release. There's 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's find out. I thought it was a 13. Could be wrong. Ah, it's a 10. It's definitely a 10. But I don't pull these out all the way. I'll do 1. I'll do 2. And then as soon as we get to 3, oh, there we go. As soon as we get to 3, look, see? Brake light drops out of the way, so you don't have to remove this entirely. That'll be enough space to work with. Overall, it's a pretty straightforward back window once you get that brake light out of your way. But when we go to install it, I'm going to show you guys how to deal with that brake light so it stays out of your way and doesn't get too annoying. I'll do the same thing on the Impalas. Don't have to remove them. It'd be nice to remove it, because just getting it out of your way. I just didn't want to try and line those bolts up when I try and put it back in. All right, so let's get some film on this. 20% Pro Nano. Trim that off. Line this up, and that's good. Find your center point. Using the Tri-Edge shrinking card on this one. Dry shrink prep underneath. There isn't going to be a ton of difference between what you use, like what card. It's really just about like hardness and feel. So whatever you like best. All right. So if you haven't seen this card before, it's pretty freaking cool. I usually use a felt card, and I love both of these. Now what the Pros card is, this is by Tri-Edge, so same company that brought you this guy right here. Makes these. Really nice quality. They do a double suede buffer here. So it's kind of like using a hard card, but it's also kind of like using a felt card. I really like the look and the feel of it. But all the cards, keep this in mind, all the cards ever are, especially if you use a glove or something else, they're just organization tools. So the work all gets done with the heat gun, and then the card is just an organization tool so you can manipulate the film around. So it's not like this is going to press my film down smoother to the glass. It's not going to do anything like that. All it's going to do is it's going to be a harder card to work with, and some people like that, some people don't. The felt cards are going to be a little bit more forgiving. One like this it allows you to put a little bit more pressure. So if you have some heavier spots to kind of push, then you can do that really easily. But if you do crease the film, the harder the card that you're using, the harder that crease is going to be. So usually you can't do much about a crease anyways, but like a light one you can fix. Corner, pull that, get that little bit over this direction, that flattens out my corner. Hopefully we have enough extension. Just keep going on this side. Yes, perfect. I should have let this spot dry just a hair. Oh, you can see it dry. There it goes. That's what I like about dry shrink prep. Dry shrink prep is incredibly quick to dry out, so you can almost put your film down immediately. Dryer sheet always takes longer to dry because you're using more water. Love both. So it's kind of depends on whichever one's most convenient for me. Dryer sheets I feel are a little bit more foolproof in the application. Dry shrink prep, when you get it right, is very, very smooth and really quick to set up. Oh, where are you going? Oh, we're losing it. So again, this is Pro Nano 20% ceramic. I still use the Pro Nano line. I like it a lot. Even though they have Apex, even though they have Carbon Plus, Pro Nano still blocks a little bit more heat than Carbon Plus. And I find most of my customers kind of top out. This is a $700 tint job for like all the sides, the rear, and the windshield. So not a lot of people are looking to kind of spend more than that. So Apex, I would just charge more. Where'd my main knife go? That's like a bad question right now because I really wish I had it. I can do the same thing with this knife. I don't recommend it as much. Use stainless. I don't want to go find it though. That's why we have Glass Aid here though. Don't use these top edge knives for cutting on glass. Only do that. Only cut on a different surface. So that's why I like Glass Aid the most. But I tend to misplace things. How I lost my knife in the last 2 minutes, I don't know. But I'll find it. Perfect. Now the only thing we have to cut out now is quarter windows, but let's do this back window first. I like to pull out the Glass Aid. You don't have to, because if you screw up the back window, guess what? There's my knife. Of course I find you right after I'm done cutting. See, I knew I'd find it. All right, after I shrink, let's scoot some stuff out of the way. We need heat gun one more time because we're gonna touch up the edges, just the bottom edges. So any little ripples, I just go over it really close. Last thing you want is a little finger popping up at the bottom. But yeah, that's all good now. Ready to go. Let's keep that off the floor. We got a scrubby. We have tools in there, and we need sprayer. And then we should be good to go. We're gonna cover up some of the back here. I never like towels to get in my way. Use them as an assist. Don't let them get in your way too much. So for this light, we're gonna do a little spritz back here. We're gonna go over this, I don't know, we gotta try to scrub it. Let's go give it a quick rundown. Get behind that brake light super easily. So then I'll use either side swipe or I'll use a bulldozer. You can use a bulldozer to get right behind this brake light pretty easily actually. So while that brake light is still kind of hanging there, it's not getting in your way. Squeegee it off top to bottom. I'm gonna do this twice. Get close to the bottom. So when I grab for the side swipe, finish off that bottom edge. And then to be a little bit more thorough, let's go over it again. Spray a little extra too. It doesn't hurt. Go a little bit farther behind the brake light and use it as a rinse. And then just squeegee like close to it. Go. Oh yeah, and main squeegees. I have a hybrid and I have a Blue Max. Both of them are good. I like to use the Blue Max more for cleaning. I'll use a hybrid more for installation, but you can easily use either one for both. So that's why they're both here. All right, one last thing. Towel. I'm just gonna wipe this edge here because it's dripping. So there could be dirt on this edge. Just wanna make sure the plastic's kind of wiped off. But now the fun part. We can peel it and we can install it. So we're just going right from the inside, cleaned it. Peel this right off the back window. Douse the whole thing down. Be a little extra conscious of the top edge. Don't ever just soak the top. Look at where that water is running. You always want it running away from the pattern, not into it. If it's going into it, it's bringing dirt. If it's going away from it, then no harm there. There we go. Grab it from the center. All right, now we're gonna pull this just straight up, catch it, grab it with my teeth. Put it in this position. See how relaxed that is? Right like that. And we're gonna carry this in. Not touch anything, because you get dirt if you touch the panels. If you don't touch anything, it's incredibly clean. But I like this because it keeps me in the position to just slide this down the window and install it. So the hard part then is you're like, hey, how about that third brake light? How do you deal with that? Well, hang on. Let me get there. We're gonna put this all the way down the back window. There we go. You can see that we just covered it. So for this part, what I'll do is you can do two things. You can pull back on here, but you can also pull straight and kind of like lift and just go, oh, we screwed it up. There we go. Go straight over and slide it up behind the brake light, so then it's not even much of a problem. Just again, pull out, kind of like shift up, and then there you go. You didn't have to remove the brake light. You definitely could. The brake light would have been super easy to take out. It's just a matter of lining those bolts up. I feel like I would spend far more trying to line those bolts up than just doing that right there. Make sure all my gaps are covered. Start in the center. Work our way out. And then for behind here, you have a couple of options. Again, bulldozer is such a nice little sweep tool. Sweep out, sweep out, sweep out. And then check it over before you tighten anything down. Side swipe for the rest. Or bulldozer. Clean off the outside. We're gonna check this over. I can already see a little bit up there, air pocket missed. But you should have put enough pressure so the entire back window got squeegeed out, and then immediately go over it a second time. Scrub pad. Where's that scrub pad? There we go. Okay. And squeegee. Okay, so these two I need right away to make sure things are thorough and I can check for imperfections. See? How did I miss that? That's crazy. Looking good. Scrub down, squeegee top to bottom. I find doing this one at a time, you can really see everything as you go in little like section by section. That looks fantastic. Just a little bit at the top. But what I'm gonna do is squeegee out the whole thing one more time because I saw just a little rippling. I like back windows to look almost completely flat. But if you're gonna do this, you wanna do this like immediately. As soon as you squeegee it out, back window starts drying out, tacking up. So just be quick about going over it a second time. Those edges, those extra little bits up here. There goes that. Bulldozer for the rest of up here. There we go. Now let's check it. Does it look better? This is all taken care of. That is perfect. Boom. There you go. So all I'm gonna do is tighten down the brake light now, wipe it down. That's my back window. Let me know if you have any questions.